Hey yo, what is up guys? It's OmegaWayFree Gaming here and welcome back to another video. And in this video I'm going to be doing something I never do. So my secret talent on Roblox is basically Dungeon Quest. This is my favorite game on Roblox as it's simply decent, enjoyable, and sometimes it can make you angry, and it's also really fun to grind sometimes. So if you haven't played Dungeon Quest, then you should definitely make sure to check out this game, guys. It's a very fun game. Um, Basically what you do in Dungeon Quest, sorry for the players that already play Dungeon Quest or lower levels, but what you need to do is basically just you kill mobs, obtain gear, and that's kind of just like the base of the game. Sort of games like that, you level up and you can do harder dungeons, and he's making up like really cool updates constantly, so make sure to join the Discord server if you do need a bit more help. But I'm going to be showing y'all tips and tricks to become a pro just like me. So I think the first tip is that when people go into Nightmare, okay, wait, let me just review this to y'all real quick. Alright, first up, we're going to be talking about your skill points and how you should be spending them depending on what class you are. So, for the first one, we're going to be talking about Warrior. So let's click on Inventory, and you should see some skill points here. As you can see, we have Physical Power, Spell Power, and Stamina. So, if you are a Warrior, you want to work on Physical Power and Stamina, as Physical Power will increase your sword damage, and Stamina will increase your HP. So, it's not all your HP, but if you go to gear, you get certain armors depending on the dungeon that you get. So, like let's say if I go to play and I create a dungeon, like King's Castle, you can get different armors for each one, like Insane, Nightmare, Hardcore. But for these first two dungeons, it's not guaranteed to get armor on like Medium, Hard, and Insane. I know for like in Winter Outpost, you can get it from Hard and Insane. I'm not too sure about Medium though, I did not get armor on there. I know you can get some armor in Desert Temple, but Desert Temple is kind of where you're not going to have a whole bunch of armor, you're not going to have a whole bunch of gear, but Winter Outpost will be a bit easier when you get into it. So, what you want to do is, if I'm a warrior, I want to collect something that says Alien Warrior Armor, well not Alien, but Warrior, it has to say Warrior on it. So Winter Outpost can get a bit confusing, like let's see if I have the armor here. So, this is like this. Some of the stuff says Ice King's Guardian. A Guardian is a tank. We will get into that a bit later. But anyways, Winter Outpost is a bit confusing, so you're just gonna have to kind of test out some of the stuff. But for this one, Physical Power, well, you want it to be high if you're a warrior. Stamina, you want to have a whole bunch so that you can have a bit more HP if you're having trouble with dungeons. So, let's say this is a warrior spell right here. This is a warrior spell. If you read it, it says throw a mine that explodes shortly after, and then scales of physical power. Now, if you go back, physical power is here. I have that here because I am a warrior. Warrior use swords. They do not use spell blades or staffs. Whatever magicians or I don't know why. I don't know why. I just called it a magician. But mages, they don't use the same thing. So, basically, you always want to check a spell, such as, this is for high level dungeons, high level tiers, Explosive Mine. It scales with physical power, so the more physical power I have, the more damage this is going to do. And also, like Blade Storm, this is found in the canals, it scales with physical power. You can sell these for a ton of coins, a bit more than swords. So, some spells, if you get a mage spell in your warrior, I'd recommend selling that. Now, for spell power, you want to work on spell power and stamina. The reason I have 0 is because I am not a mage. But if you are a mage, then you want to wear armor such as like Rogue Mage Hood, but this is found in the canals, which is a very higher tier dungeon than lower tier dungeons, which most people that are watching this are. No offense, you will get better one day. I do live streams that you can join, and I will help you level up. So you want to get mage stuff. It'll have more spell power if you look at the stats for it. It'll have more spell power than physical power, and if it does, then that means it's a mage item that you should be using. So you always want to get some better stuff throughout the time. Now you're probably wondering what a guardian or tank is. A guardian and tank are the same exact things, just a bit different to sound cooler. But you always want to work on like a few, just barely any spell power and a ton of stamina, because for you, you're going to be helping up the team a bunch. You are going to be calling out all the enemies to follow you, and you will stand there and heal your teammates as they blast away the enemies to dust. So, next up, what I want to talk about is how to get good gear, or if you are struggling with dungeons. So let's move straight on to that, guys. Okay, here we are, guys. So for the first few dungeons, you may have a few troubles, so I'm going to walk you through how to get really good at dungeons. So whenever you want to play, you just want to press start. So let's click on start right here, and let's wait for the countdown, and now we are released. Simply use the spells that you have. I will show y'all a few of the starter dungeons after I get through talking about this one. So what you want to do, guys, is for the starter dungeons, there won't be like mages that will shoot stuff at y'all, but there will be warriors that will chase you, so you need to be careful for those mobs. So what you want to do is you want to stay far away from the warriors that will run at you with swords, because if they get too close, sometimes they can bug out and damage you from a bit further away. So you want to stay quite a bit away while also using your spells. So if you're higher level tiers, you want to use like something like Explosive Mine or some skills of speed. But let's get back to lower level dungeons. So let's head on straight into Winter Outpost, guys, because no, actually not Winter Outpost. Let's move straight on to Desert Temple, Winter Outpost, and then Pirate Island, and I will talk you guys how to do the best strats for those. As for higher tiers, I will make another video for that, so stay tuned on my channel for that. And if you do need help, always remember I live stream. So let's move straight into Desert Temple. Alright guys, so you're probably wondering what most of the things you're talking about. How do I get gear, or how do I play? Simply go to the bottom right of your screen, click play, create dungeon. Now I'm going to be showing off Desert Temple, Winter Outpost, and Pirate Island, and I'm going to be reviewing the best ways to possibly beat these, trying not to take damage. Now, Desert Temple and Winter Outpost could be a bit trickier, but I think y'all will get used to it. So Desert Outpost, it kind of folds your hand for a bit. Insane and Nightmare could be a bit harder, but let me show y'all the best way to do this. So basically what you want to do, just to let y'all know this again, click on play, create dungeon, Desert Temple, whatever dungeon you're doing, and then you can do any one of these. It's not always for all of them, but you can do hardcore. So in hardcore mode, every single person in your party gets 1 life, but you receive 2 times the loot. Now if you're in higher tier dungeons, and there will be healers, tanks, mages, it'll be pretty crazy, and I'll get into that in just a bit, because right now this is supposed to be for a bit lower levels. So hopefully in the next video you should be a bit better and ready to learn. So let's go right into Desert Temple. So you want to click create lobby, and you'll have this to press start. But as for me, if you press play and you press join dungeon, you'll see other dungeons. If you are, as you can see, it'll show the level of dungeon that people want you to be, or like the level of the dungeon. So for Desert Temple Nightmare, you need to be level 27. As you can see, I'm level 150 because I've been grinding for quite some time here on Dungeon Quest. So for this one, I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna create my own dungeon. So you just want to press start, and there you go. Alright, so now that you have loaded in, you should be inside this huge cube box. Don't know why they made it into a huge cube box, but we've ended up here. So, well, like I said, you want to press start, and all you want to do is just continually dodge. So for this one, it's kind of random each time, but if there's like certain rooms that you'll see. So for this one, you can attack through the wall. You can attack over to the right. This is going to look really easy for me, guys, but trust me, it is going to be a bit harder for y'all. So you just want to kind of stay back a tiny bit, run backwards and hit just like that. If you're playing on PC, then you shift lock and walk backwards. But if you're playing on mobile, then don't really use a cosmetic like this one because then you can't see. I'll talk into cosmetics in just a bit, but do first person and swing while going backwards. So you won't see this huge mystic green orb. I just have that as a cosmetic, but I'll tell you about cosmetics in just a minute. So if you're inside of a room like this, you'll see a whole bunch of dust particles with the cracks in the roof. You may want to try to escape, but don't do that. You need the items from here. So let's go ahead and keep killing these mobs. For this one, you can group them all up. I'll talk about grouping in the next room after this one because this is the same exact room. Sometimes you get the same rooms. It's kind of random each time. It's kind of cool, but it's also sometimes it's kind of annoying. So make sure to watch through the whole video before starting this dungeon. As for it, it's not like this inside of Winter Outpost, so just make it through Desert Temple. It should only take you a few days, maybe weeks if you can't play that much. Understandable though. So basically, what you want to do is gathering is where you want to have a bit more HP than usual. So if you're not full HP, I'd recommend trying to get full HP. But you'll walk towards these group of mobs. You'll let them follow you just like this, and then you will come just like that, and then you'll have all of them, and then you will attack, and then they will all die, which makes it a bit easier. Now for this level, there will be rubble one way or another, so you have to choose the correct path. There's not really a way to tell, so you want to just keep going and try to ace it perfectly sometimes, but you do have to visit both sides to kill both of the mobs so that the doors will open. So now let's move on to this room again. This is a very common room. The boss is not hard at all. I will show y'all a life hack. It'll probably help y'all so much during the boss. So for this room, you can gather. It's very simple, not hard at all. This is not really a straight through dungeon. It has tons of elevations. Now as for this one, grouping is a bit harder than normal. So I wouldn't recommend grouping. I'd recommend grouping at least like 2 groups at a time. Don't do all of them. Because this one, like this little level here, it's like you have a bit more chance of dying. So this is like another common one. Just follow the path and kill them one by one. Grouping on this one could be a bit harder too. So if you just follow the path, I'm not really following the path, but that's because I have a ton of HP and they deal like absolutely no damage to me. Plus you have no mages shooting at you or hitmans running at you trying to backstab you. So let's just keep on going. And going and going, and there we go. We have now reached the sand giant. I don't know how many rooms for every sand giant, but I'm pretty sure it's kind of random. So let's say you're weak and I'm just starting the game and this big fat sand giant is running after you. You're like, ah, oh my god, help me. Well, you just want to find a wall. Okay, so I kind of messed up. He'll do that attack now, but this is an updated sand giant. So what you want to do is you want to make him chase you from where he was sitting, and you want to get him on this wall. So I didn't do mine as secure, but you can do yours a bit more secure if you can do it fast enough. So I did hardcore and I got 3 items, but that is because I have the game pass. You will get 2 items if you do hardcore. So if you don't have the game pass. So next we are going to talk about cosmetics. This is a very cool feature to the game, but it does not enhance your gameplay. So let's talk about cosmetics. Cosmetics are basically the stuff I'm wearing now. So if I click on cosmetics, enchants, you can get them by clicking on the shop. Right now, this is our shop that we have. Could change with the new dungeon update, so make sure to get on grinding, guys. But these are some little like enchantments, like these are like the shines and stuff. And I got the death spikes because I think they look cool. Maybe, I don't know what crystal spike looks like, but maybe I'll get the new, I don't know. Maybe I'll get the new cosmetics inside the next update. I did not really like the cosmetics for this update. They're still really cool though, so not saying anyone shouldn't get them. They do nothing to enhance your gameplay. It's just fun to like, you look kind of cool and people won't judge you a lot. So basically, if you click on cosmetics, that or the enchants are just like different little sparkles for your weapons. Now, weapons, these are, you can also get from the shop. As you can see, Scout Blade, Spirit Blade, and Shield. So, if you click on cosmetics, then I have legendary cosmetics, and I have a whole bunch of these little swords here. All of them look different. Like, if I equip this Ancient Greatsword, it does nothing but just change the way my sword looks. So if we go to armors, you can obtain these just inside the shop too. But I will also be talking about some other cosmetics in about 40 seconds, not for sure. So you have Punch right now and Scout. Those are some pretty cool cosmetics. So in armors, I have a whole bunch of legendaries, and I do have some of these. I got the new Ducky Fanboy. These are very hard to get. Now titles you can obtain by either getting cosmetics with completing a dungeon. I'll talk about that in just 1 minute. Or you can get them by doing Wave Defense. Wave Defense is not too recommended as it is very boring, and sometimes it could demotivate people, but it's a very cool thing. So I just like to use Ghastly Achiever because that's like the one I got. So now let's talk about cosmetics that you can achieve from the dungeon. Obviously I won't be achieving one because those are very hard to get. So in order to achieve a cosmetic from a dungeon, you must press Create Dungeon, and you can get them from any dungeon, literally any dungeon. Like Egg Island, it's pretty limited right now. Maybe by the time this comes out, I'm not sure if Egg Island will be unreleased. I'm not sure, but anything from Egg Island to Desert Temple, just anything in here, you can get a free cosmetic, and you do not have to pay any Robux. So let me just show you what the one from Ghastly Harbor looks like. It's a very high tier map. So for the one from Ghastly Harbor, it is called Cursed Shipwright. This is exactly what it looks like, guys. You will look very cool if you wear it, and it does not enhance your gameplay at all, like I was saying. So let's just go ahead, and I'm going to re-equip my Headless Swordman, and now let's move on to other cosmetics from dungeons. So you can obtain them by playing Orbital, Steampunk, Ghastly, so-and-so through Desert Temple, and there's certain ones depending on what you get. I kind of don't know all of them. I do know that you can get ones from, I know like the one from Canal, there's like a skeleton dude. Desert Temple is like a pharaoh guy, and then there's a winter person, and then there's a pirate guy in Pirate Island. But that's what you have to do. But in order to get them, you must complete a dungeon, any single dungeon on Nightmare and Hardcore mode. But if you're doing Egg Island, you have to be no level. You can join any raid. Just be good at dodging, or else they might kick you out. So you don't have to do Hardcore with this one. No, Hardcore isn't really an option here. So basically, I'll just do Desert Temple. But you have to do Nightmare Hardcore in order for you to receive a cosmetic and a legendary. So with that being said, let's talk about legendaries. If we go to my inventory, I have a legendary right here called Galactic Dual Blades. Now this can be achieved by completing Orbital Outpost on Hardcore, Nightmare Hardcore. And I also have this Crystallized Great Sword, which can be achieved by completing Winter Outpost Hardcore. So basically, that's what the legendaries are. They're just very hard to obtain. So if you do not get them within like the next 10 or 20 matches, don't think it's your luck. It is just very, very hard to get, and it does take players normally a few levels or like a very long time. And that's basically some of the tips I have gear wise. But for like, I don't know, if you want to do like harder things, then you can try them, but sometimes it'll be harder. Now what I'm gonna say here is, this is kind of all you need to know to get yourself probably through, I'd say you can get yourself from Desert Temple through Winter Outpost. So basically all you really need to do, these are very straightforward dungeons except for Pirate Island. So Desert through Pirate Island, you should be good. Make sure to stay tuned for the next episode. I will be reviewing everything that you need to know through Pirate, through Samurai, and the next one Samurai, through Steampunk, and then Orbital, and maybe Egg Island, not too sure. So thank you guys for watching so much. I hope these tips helped you out to get to level like 65, 70. So hopefully these tips helped you quite a bit, because I know this helped me when I was very low level. And if y'all want to see more Dungeon Quest videos that literally are just me talking and playing some games, then make sure to like and subscribe. And also, don't miss out I will stream, and I am carrying people right about until the new update. Whenever the new update comes out, I'll probably be hosting raids for people for y'all to join. That'll help all of us out. We have a pretty good community here for our stream. So make sure not to miss out on the streams. I'll be carrying people up to like the weekend unless the update does not come out. Hopefully the update comes out though, because we've been waiting years. Not years, but like a year and a half. So thank you guys for watching so much. Make sure to like and subscribe and hit that bell icon so that you'll never miss another video. And make sure to watch my Twitch stream. It'll be happening probably today, maybe? I'm not sure. But make sure to stay tuned. My Twitch stream is on Twitch, and you can find it by searching up Microwave for Gaming. So make sure to follow my Twitch so that you won't miss out. And thank you guys for watching so much. I hope to see you on the next one. And peace.